Albert, how you doing? The K3 is on its way to you. Isn't it strange human nature that I already kind of miss it? And the irony is that if it was here, I probably wouldn't be taking it out and playing with it because I'm moving in like 2.5 or 3 weeks, and I'm going crazy packing and figuring out what to keep and not. And so, I'm not really playing much with my equipment. But it's like now that I'm not here, it's cool. It's a cool synth. And I'm really glad it worked out that you got it. I realized one thing. This is in the pictures. It's a reprint of an article on it, and I forgot to put this in. I'm sorry. But the link is in this message, the link to this. And it's worthwhile. So check it out. I also told you or wrote in a message that I had a Pure Data patch that would mess around with it. And I actually have more than one. This is the one I found, and I'll keep looking for the other ones. And I can't send this through Reverb. So I'll upload this to my Google Drive, and I will get a shared link and email you that link. And the Pure Data file itself is like 2 kilobytes. There's almost nothing to it. And now if you're interested, I'll describe this, and if you're not, no harm, no foul. You can just don't have to watch. One quick disclaimer here: I am not an expert on PD. Far from it. And because I'm talking to you and I don't know you, for all I know, you could teach Pure Data. It's possible, or it's possible you've never heard of it, or anywhere in between. So I'll say some of what this is doing, and if it's stuff you already know, then I'm sorry. And if you know Pure Data, then you don't even have to pay any more attention to this. Pure Data is a free open source DSL, or domain-specific language. It was written by Miller Paquette, who's the guy who wrote Max MSP. It's essentially, in large part, a free version of Max. It has the same idea that if you download it and run it on your Mac or your PC, you create a new patch, if you will. On a Mac, it's Command-E, so I don't know if on a PC if it would be Alt-E or Control-E, but if you on a Mac, Command-E, and watch right here, it puts it in and out of edit mode. So when you're not in edit mode, it's play mode. So I'll just describe this patch quickly, and then I'll show you a couple of editing things in case you want to play with it, because it's free, you've got nothing to lose. It's a patch that will do something cool with the K3, and worst case scenario, you don't want it and don't use it. This is actually a 64-step sequence. That is a toggle object. It sends a 1 or a 0. 1 starts the metronome, 0 turns it off. This number is called the argument. It's milliseconds. There is a way to make it BPM, but it involves a more elaborate calculation. So 50 milliseconds is fast. It's like 20 times a second. What happens when you click on this, it's going to trigger. These are all system exclusive commands, or sysx commands. And again, for all I know, I'm not an expert on sysx. I mean, I understand it enough that I can use it, but it's kind of painstaking. I'm not just, like the way you would type a letter to your mom or something. This is system exclusive, is written in what's called hex, which is not base 10, it's base 16. So for instance, the number 64 in MIDI is actually the number 40 in our base 10 system. These are all like, I'm a system exclusive beginning, start of message, end of message. This is, I think, the manufacturer, and then it's got the model, it's got all kinds of stuff, it's got what parameter number, and then the parameter value. This is all, 64 waveforms that are in the K3. So it's like if you pulled up a K3 patch and you went to the parameters and you went waveform and you started turning that, it would go through, and I included the, oh, come on, I'm sorry, these things. I don't know if you can see it on the video. It's the laminated card that came with it that shows the 64 waveforms. So if you pull up a patch and you're going, I don't know what they call the names of the waveforms, sine wave, sawtooth, triangle wave, square wave, pulse wave, blah, blah, blah. There's 64, and this will step through them. So if you send this, and you configure the MIDI in your computer so that it sends this MIDI, and then you merge it, well, automatically it'll merge through the MIDI out if you set it up, and then any notes you're playing or that are playing from a sequence, it'll be switching the waves. You can also set it up so that each time you press a MIDI note, like on a keyboard, besides sending the note on command, it will increment one of these. There's a way not too difficult to do that, so that every time you hit a key, it would be a different one of those waves. How cool is that? Isn't that neat? So if you hit play, you will see it going through. I'm going to edit this to go slower. If you hit Command E, you're in edit mode. If you click here and you change that, let's change it to 100 milliseconds. So now it's half as fast. It's 10 times a second. It won't play now because you're in edit mode. Command E to lock, and when I hit this, watch down here. Oh, it didn't start up at the beginning. This is a reset box, and it's set to 63, just like a Moog 960 sequencer. You make it come to rest on stage 9, so that when you start the sequence, it starts on stage 1. So it would be the equivalent of selecting this here. You click here, and when I click here, watch down here with the 64th. And again, you may be miles ahead of me, but it could also be confusing. The reason it says 63 is because in pure data, the first number is 0. So if you go 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2 is 3 values in pure data. You reset it and hit play, it's going to start here, and look at that. Your K3 would be going, right? And just so you know what the rest of the patch is doing, in case you want to know, what comes out of the metronome is just a trigger. It's called a bang. It's not a number. This is an integer object. That's the letter I. It turns that bang into a 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. It's feeding the 1 out into a math object that adds 1 each time. So it's basically forcing it to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is called a modulo, and it means 64 steps. So if you made this 4, it would go 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3 over and over. And then the select object is sending all these down. You can also select any wave manually by clicking on the bang there. If you put this back into edit mode, I'll just show you a couple things you could do. In pure data, command 1 is going to be what's called an object. It's something that does something. So let's say we put in, if you go H slider, horizontal slider, click outside, right click and go to properties. This is the value. I'm going to make this milliseconds, and we want it slower and then faster. So this will be a higher number. This is in milliseconds. So if we go 500, that's a half of a second. That's twice a second. And then we'll make the upper speed 50, what it was. You can change the size, the height. There's all kinds of stuff you could do. You can give it a color. Then what you do is you mouse here and you come in here. Now, when you change this slider, this number will not update. You won't know what the value is of the speed. So instead, hit Command 3, that's called a number box. Then connect that here. Now, when you lock the patcher, if I hit play right now, it's going to be at 100 because I haven't moved this. This hasn't sent any signal yet. There it goes. As soon as I move this, it's going to change the tempo, and there it is. Now it's twice a second. See how slow that is? But notice it's also giving me floats, not integers. So one of the things that you can do, we'll hit stop, go back into edit mode, is the same thing here as this integer object. If you select the slider and go Command 1 and type the letter lowercase I, and then connect the output of that here, lock the patcher again, and then move the slider. Now this will have no floats. It'll just be integers. And that's a way that you can change the tempo. One more thing, then I'll cut loose. If you put it in edit mode, hit Command 1 for an object, and it's not that you would necessarily use this command, but it's a path to seeing all the commands. Just MIDI in, all lowercase, all run together with no spaces. MIDI in, then right-click on it and hit help. One of the things about Pure Data that's great is the help windows are actually active. They're actually literally active patches. You can put the help window into edit mode and change it. So if you come in here and look, you'll go MIDI in, or always Omni, don't take arguments, outport the port number. This is the raw MIDI byte by byte, except real time. So if you wanted to be able to say, send a start and stop command here to come in and start and stop the metronome, instead of the toggle, what you would do is you would go MIDI real time in, real time messages. So if you then close this, we're still in edit mode, and you go MIDI real time in, boom, and you connect it. You can leave the toggle or you can remove it. If you connect this, lock the patcher, now it will still work. I'm going to reset it and I'm going to speed it up a bit. Boom. The toggle still works, but now if your DAW, if you go to PD preferences and it sets the MIDI in and the MIDI out, and it can be virtual inside your computer. When you hit your space bar on your DAW, when you send a start command, it will start this. And if you explore, you go help and look at the PD help, there is a way that you can connect the MIDI clock of your DAW into this. And I know I said it was the last thing. I'll just mention one more thing. There's something very easy you can do to clean this up if you want. You could make this whole thing look like literally almost nothing except a toggle, the MIDI real time, and a slider, and like one or two more small objects all in a little patch. And all of this would be there, but it would be hidden in what's called a subpatch. So there you go, Albert. And in case you're still watching, I really hope you have fun, man. It is a really cool sounding synthesizer. The factory patches don't come close to showing what it can do, because at the time that it was made, they're trying to compete with DX7s and stuff like that. So there's, electric pianos and stuff. It's not that they're bad, but you start messing with it and opening it up, man. It's cool. So there you go.